All right. Good morning and welcome to the Mindfulness Broadcast. It is fall, everyone. It is fall. It is official. And when we get into fall, I have to tell you, there's going to be an abundance of gratitude practices. I just am so happy to be out of summer. I love summer. I totally love summer. I just love all of the presents that fall offers and how the world, or at least my world, right around me, everybody seems to notice suddenly. We notice the cool mornings. We notice the change in the light. We notice the colors all around us. And so it really always inspires me to do some gratitude practice, which we haven't done in a while. And that's what I want to focus on today. I want to start by sharing my screen and showing you something that was so special to me and actually inspired this morning. So this is, I don't know, can you all see this? See a picture? Can you see that? These are monarch chrysalises that have entered my world. I just was bombarded this year with monarchs. And so we gathered up all of their caterpillars, and they've been making chrysalises. And my partner the other day set out his phone and just let it do a snippet of them coming out. And so this is going to inspire our practice on gratitude this morning. So hopefully you can see this. Watch this.
Wow.
And then here comes the
Wow.
other one. Here comes the other one. Boom. Oh, where's the other one? There it is.
Oh,
Look at
wow.
that.
That's
Isn't that
amazing.
amazing? All right. So that little bit of magic and wonder is happening around us all of the time, right? It is happening around us all of the time. And what gratitude practice allows us to do is develop a brain that notices and that stays in it for a moment. And like, I think of it as like squeezing an orange, and like getting all the good juice out of that moment that might take us 15 to 30 seconds. It matters. It builds this brain. It literally begins to change some connections in our brain that allows us to build more resiliency. There's so much research around gratitude. It lowers stress, it helps build resiliency. But one of the things, I was just researching it to prep us for this, and now I wrote it down somewhere and now I can't find it, but it said it was the single most important factor in personal well-being and in healthy relationships. That's so powerful. And it's not just because we're like, hey, look, something's pretty. It's because we're immersing ourselves in it. We are rewiring some brain pathways because we tend to lean towards the negative with our negativity bias. We linger and stay in and notice and wire ourselves for stress and for challenge. And then we see and notice more of that. And so gratitude isn't about toxic positivity. It isn't about only seeing what is great and only being happy, right? It's just about reminding our brain, and this too, and this too. There's that. There are the challenges, and this too. And so I've shared this in the past, but I often use a process called TILT. This was one that I designed based on neuroscience research and resiliency research. I like it. It's a quick acronym. So it's taking in the moment. We pause long enough to take in the moment. We immerse ourselves and linger in it. That's the I and the L. We immerse ourselves in it and we linger there for a whole 15 to 30 seconds. And then we talk about it, which means we can either say it to somebody, say it out loud, or say it to ourselves, just noticing, wow, what a blessing. Wow, that was happening by my front door and I didn't even know it, right? I didn't even see it. So taking the time to do that. And that's what we're going to focus on today for our practice. Totally guided into gratitude. And then also, I'm going to kind of take you somewhere on purpose. So we're going to go 3 different places with our gratitude practice this morning. So go ahead and close your eyes, or you can take a soft gaze. And just take a few deep breaths this morning in whatever way your body wants them. Just landing, getting purposeful, getting present. And let's bring ourselves into this moment intentionally, starting with our body posture. Finding either your feet or your bottom or both of them grounded and balanced. You might move side to side or back and forth. You might pick up toes or ground in heels just to find your place, to find a sense of center. We're going to bring our upper body intentionally into this space, reminding ourselves that this is not just a moment of relaxation, although there's nothing wrong with that. This practice is one of being intentional and attentive. And so with that, you're bringing an energy into your back, noticing if it kind of moves over into a stiffness zone, noticing if it moves over into a relaxing mode, and just finding that place right in between. And again, you might just play with that and then find that center. As you do that, you might feel an energy moving in through your upper chest, lifting as your lower back has energy in it as well without stiffness. And you're bringing that balance in by allowing your belly to just soften. It's a place that we kind of have to feel into sometimes. Play with it. We're going to bring our shoulders back into socket, away from the ears. We might feel our shoulder blades on our back. You can choose a position for your hands that feel good. Might be placed on the heart, hands together, hands open, fingers touching, whatever feels right for you. And then you just bring that lift to the crown of the head while gently tucking the chin, imagining just a straw from tip to toes if you're standing, or from tip to chair if you're sitting, allowing the breath an unobstructed pathway. And then bring your attention from your body into this idea of gratitude. Just noticing what your mind does as you think about that. If there's some rejection of the idea, if there's an open arms embrace of the idea, not clinging to any of it, just noticing it, maybe bringing a bit of curiosity to it. And the first place we're going to go with our gratitude practice this morning is to something that is positive in your life, something that maybe happened this week or in the last 2 weeks that you didn't earn or you didn't create. So just something wonderful. So to me, that was the monarch video, that moment. We'll give you a moment to find that. This is the tea. We're taking it in. We're noticing it. What's already good? What's already happened? And then we're going to go into the I and the L, the immerse and the linger. Allow your senses to come into that moment of gratitude. So it's not just a brain activity. It's not just thinking about something. It's experiencing that something. What do you see? What are the sounds? What are the details of touch or of emotion that surrounds it? What about taste or smell? You might be narrating it to yourself or visualizing it. And if you aren't able to find something, just stay in this moment in your breath. And then we'll move to that final T, that talk about it. So we want to punctuate this grateful experience by noticing it, saying it. And it might be to ourselves, or you might say it out loud if you're muted. Whatever comes to mind, something like, this is magic. This too. What a miracle. So grateful for this. Thank you. And now we're going to go on to our next part of our gratitude practice, which is to think about somebody that you love and that you care for, and that it's easy. There's ease when you think of them. It might be somebody living or somebody gone. Could be somebody furry. And again, take it in, recognize it. Who is that person? And then immerse and linger. Use your senses to consider this person. Maybe, or a furry friend, hearing them, feeling them, maybe the smell of them, just allowing your senses to guide these few moments of immersion and lingering. And then we move to the talk about it, that final T, to yourself or out loud. Punctuate that moment. So grateful you're in my life. I miss you. Thank you. And then finally, we're going to come into this very moment. Something that is around you, somebody that is around you. Perhaps it's more like a workplace environment. Thinking about something, it could be a stapler that worked this morning and it hasn't for weeks. Something right now. A body part that isn't hurting. Hair that finally looked good. An earring that you found. Take notice. Take it in. And then immerse yourself. Linger. And then finally, talk about it. Punctuate the moment. And then move back into this attentive, aware, intentional body. Noticing what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what's present for you. Reminding yourself that any of those can be done at any point during the day. Opening your eyes and coming back together. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for being here and joining me this morning. I'll see you next week. Bye. Thank you.